I got some stats here for you. I don't know if you know this, but you had 53 career receiving touchdowns at the University of Miami. The sixth most receiving touchdowns by a player who played at the U. Now, Michael Irvin had 65, Santana Moss 66, Jimmy Graham 69, Andre Johnson 70, and Reggie Wayne, the all-time leader with 82 career touchdown passes. Did you realize where you stood on that list?
I did not know. That's a good list. That's a good. Those names you named are pretty good.
You got a couple of Hall of Famers on there.
We've produced a few guys over the years, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Is Andre Johnson a Hall of Famer?
I think that's a good question. I mean, he's got to be in the mix. I mean, you know, maybe not first ballot, but you know, you start talking to as a guy who's not only had high production, as much as anybody in the league, but over a long period of time. And I always think that's kind of the magic, kind of equation that they use when they talk about skill players is, were you a dominant player at your position, and if so, for how long? And I think his numbers, of course, sometimes they hold the Super Bowl stuff against guys, and that's something. But again, if they hold T.O. out for perceived not being a great teammate and whatnot, then they should give the benefit of the doubt to a guy like Andre Johnson, who is as good a teammate, as good a person, as everybody who's ever played with him and known him couldn't say enough good things about him. That's got to go for something if it can go the other way, right?
How crazy was the competition at the U? Just practice.
Yeah, I'll tell you. The way I sum up my whole experience, so I transfer there from Notre Dame. I arrive on a Friday after they opened up the season. I was a week late. They had already opened the season against Louisiana Tech on a Thursday night. I watched it from my family room in my home in New Jersey. I flew out there Friday morning, went to the Friday meetings, and then we had our first practice on Saturday. We break the huddle. I'm on the scout team. And of the 11 guys on the starting defense, I think 7 or 8 of them went on to get drafted in the first round, either that year or the following year. So, I mean, that kind of symbolized what it was like. And, you talk about an eye-opening experience, just being around such good talent at at all 3 levels of it was a very unique experience in my time there.
But who was the talent that you just went, oh my God, I never encountered this when I was playing football in New Jersey?
I mean, you break the huddle and you look across, and the linebackers were John Vilma, DJ Williams. At safety, they had Sean Taylor. I mean, Vince Wilfork. I mean, those guys were all on the same team. But I think if you had to pick one, I mean, Sean Taylor. I mean, he was. I mean, obviously, just a tragedy. Anytime you bring his name up, it's almost hard. It's almost surreal to imagine. But to think of what could have been a guy who really we haven't seen another guy like him. I mean, he was Cam Chancellor, but running 4.3. It was a very unique player for his size, his range, his ball skills, his physicality. He was. We saw that in his first, his short time in the NFL after college, his unique skill set and what he could do. It was just truly a shame.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.